Hey there, I'm back. Do you remember me? Or maybe you are here for the first time. So let me introduce myself first. I'm Clara, a mom, wife, knitter, homemaker, and the creator of a knitting podcast. Or at least I used to be. It's been more than a year since I took this unintentional break from YouTube. Do you want to know why? Well, life with 2 toddlers often means absolutely no free time. On top of that, after Christmas, I totally lost my knitting mojo and switched from knitting to reading. Which was a really nice change actually. But now I'm back. I'm knitting again, and I hope it won't take me another year to record an episode. I truly hope you'll enjoy this one. Hello and welcome to my Cup of Yarn podcast. It's been a very long time, almost a year and a half, no, year and a half, 3 months, never mind. And as I said previously, it was just a really busy year and I was missing podcasting, but it was possible to record a podcast, but I had to prioritize different things than podcasting, and that's basically it. So today I want to show you my most favorite projects of last year. It's 2 sweaters, and then I'll show you what I've finished this year and what I'm working on. So we'll start with this sweater. It's a vertical stripes sweater from it's by Petite knit, and the yarn is CAMaRose, LAMAULD, and the colorway is Camel, which is obvious. And what can I say about this? Oh, I can show it to you first. It's a super warm sweater. This LAMAULD is really like a wintry yarn, and it looks like this. I'm not so sure whether it suits me or not. It should look like this, and to be honest, I don't like the sleeves, or I think it doesn't look good on me, so that's why I always wear it like this. And if I had time and mojo to re-knit those sleeves, I would do that. I would make them 3/4 length, because it's my favorite sleeve length, and so that's basically it. I think it doesn't look that bad when I look at myself now, but yeah, what can I say about it? It's a 4x4 rib pattern. It's knitted the bottom up, I think. Yeah, it is a bottom up sweater. So together at the shoulders. And then the last thing you do is this neckband, which is it's folded, and you stitch it on the inside. It is a really quick knit if you want me. I knit it with some big breaks. Oh my god, it's so warm. I can't wear it. And I don't know, what can I say? Even my husband wore this sweater in winter when he was super sick and he needed something to keep him warm. Okay, and of course there is a hole in it now. He was the last person to wear it. Well, I have to mend it. And yeah. It's a boxy sweater. Oh my god, I'm just blabbing today. I can't know. I have to
get used to podcasting again. So it's kind of boxy sweater, and as you can see, you just pick the stitches along one of the stripes, and then you knit in round. And then on this side you work the creases. It's kind of, oh, here it is. So, and it doesn't look that neat, at least in my my version, I think. And I have to depil it. Yeah, so that's how it looks like. And one thing I was furious about is that this is almost impossible to block, or at least for me it was really hard. Like, it's easy to block it in this direction, but to block the sleeves, it was kind of a challenge, because when you block it, like, you know, when the sweater's lying on something, you block it this way, and then the stripe on the bottom, on the top, is still kind of bulky, and then it doesn't look good. So I had to block it again, like in this direction, and it was just annoying. It was annoying because this is a really heavy sweater. The wool is quite thick, and it takes ages for it to dry. So, and I really have to depil it. But otherwise, I really love it. It's kind of, it's 4x4 rib. It doesn't get boring, like it's just sucking in the round, so it changes. So that's, I think it was the good thing, or the good part. And I remember I had to re-knit the collar, not to re-knit it, but to do the, I had to fold it and stitch it again, because we are stitching and binding it off, and I used like the regular bind off, and it wasn't stretchy at all. It was just, it's not even that stretchy now, but the way I did it, like the regular bind off, it was just impossible to get over my head. So what I did was I, like, you know, pick up the stitch and knit it, knit two, and then I knit two to get through the back loop, and then again, so it got stretchier. Just look at that, and it stretches a bit. It's not too much, but it does. And yeah, that's basically it. Vertical stripes sweater. I love the color. Okay, so this is my first finished object of the year 2022. The second one is one of my most favorite sweaters I have, and it's FANEL by, you know, the designer is French, her nickname is French. I don't speak French, so I will just write it down because I don't want to embarrass myself. But Orleane Sucche, maybe? I'm not sure. I will write it down. And it looks like this. I'll put it on. My goal was to lose kind of oversized, oversized cardigan. It's not oversized at all. It's just kind of fitted, but and kind of short. But it's perfect for when I wear skirts or dresses. And I like it. I can't wear a t-shirt under it, just a, you know, tank top. So I usually wear it as a blouse, let's say. This is how it looks. I don't know why I chose the small size. I think by accident. I wanted to, it was like the first one. I think I should have, knitted size number 3, but I really like this pattern, so I probably will just knit it, again. What can I say about it? I really like this shoulder construction. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like this panel, which is straight, and you are adding stitches. So it creates kind of nice line here. I think it's the same on the back. Yeah, it is. Can you see that? I hope you can. And the handcuffs are folded as well. So it looks also nice, kind of bulkier than the rest of it. And there's a I-cord button band, which looks really neat, really nice, so minimalistic. So, and yeah, the ribbing is kind of untraditional. It looks really nice. I think it's a knit one, slip one with the yarn in front. Like that. And I love the buttons. They are from my local yarn shop, Orleane SS3, and they just look so nice. And as I told you, it's I should have knitted a bigger size. That's why it's like, opening all the time. Because if it were like this, it would be better. But I was even thinking about getting rid of this top button, and I would block it again so it would hold the shape. And I think it's not really that bad of an idea to block it again, close the buttonhole, and it would look more like this. That's what I was looking for. So maybe I'll do that. The yarn is Retrosaria, and yeah, the base called VOVÓ, and this is the number 5 colorway, forest green. I think I got it right. It's both the LAMAULD is kind of, it could be itchy to some people. Like I even wear that low-p on my bare skin, so I can't really give advice on how much prickly yarn is. But LAMAULD is definitely not for sensitive people, and its VOVÓ is also kind of prickly. I don't mind it, I don't really feel it, or I do and I don't mind, I don't know. But it's a really, really nice rustic yarn. It's rustic, but considering it's rustic, it's kind of soft. And I love Retrosaria yarn because it's all locally sourced. Everything is, each step in the process of the yarn making is done in Portugal, so that's it. And I love Portugal very much, so that's why I'm so, biased. But it's a really, really good yarn. And I want to try some other bases, and I actually had, I have RUSKA in my stash, and I'm knitting something with it. And I had Beiroa as well. I bought it from my friend, but actually about a month ago I decided to get rid of all my stash. I just went through it. I felt like a hoarder, really. It was so much yarn, and I was like, okay, I have to be really critical and look at it and what I really want, with what yarn I will knit something in the near future. So 90% of it had to go away, and I offered it on my Instagram, and it was gone within one day. So everyone just was interested in it, and I was sending about 15 packages of yarn to someone else, which was great. And I also realized that I don't really benefit from having a great or big stash, because then I don't know what to do first. I'm constantly changing my plans for a particular yarn, and then I get just overwhelmed. So now I have just one little box in our calyx here, and I think that's just enough. And currently I'm on my a quest to finish all of my whips. I don't want to start anything new until I finish them, which is as a knitter, you know, if you're a knitter, you know it's really, really hard to do. But I believe I can do it. And after that, I will buy something new and some new yarn, and I will start a new project. And the reason why I also got rid of the stash is that we will be moving. It will be next year, like in 8 to 9 months. It's just plenty of time, but I'm just slowly getting rid of things we don't want to move with us. So that's the reason why. Okay, did I say everything? Yeah, but just maybe for the size reference, this is the smallest size of the sweater, and I usually am like small to medium when it comes to sizing. I'm kind of petite person, so that's why it wasn't total catastrophe that I need a smaller size. But I think I will knit this again, and I will choose size number 3, which would result in the kind of oversized cardigan I was, planning to knit. Okay, so this is the second finished object of 2022, and now we'll move on to this year. And at the end of last year, I decided to design my own sweater. It was just this, that I had something particular in mind and I couldn't find it anywhere on Ravelry. And then I just was thinking a lot about what I wanted it to look like, and then all of a sudden, I just grabbed a piece of paper and a pen. I was writing and calculating all this stuff, and I came up with a kind of untraditional construction. It's not an untraditional design, but construction is kind of new, I believe. And the sweater looks like this. So this is not short, by accident. This is on purpose. As I told you, I like the 3/4 length. It's a kind of pullover blouse, something in between. I wear it just with a tank top usually, and it looks like this. So there is this kind of diamond shape, or just this diamondy thing, and there is a cable here. There's also cable around the neck. It's not that visible. No, you have 3 types of cables. One is here, and it goes down to the bottom of the sweater and starts here at the wrist. Then you have this just 1 by 1. Yeah. Then you have a 2 by 2. This is diamonds. And then you have 3 by 3, which is on the top of your arm. Goes up. Then it's divided, and you got like this 3 stitches, and you just from this 3 it goes like to 1 by 1 again. I think it's 1 by 1. Yeah, it's 1 by 1, and the first stitch is just a knit stitch, and so it creates this is holding the shape, and then you join them again and you knit like 3 by 3. So construction, you start to cast on for the sleeve, and you knit in the round until you get to this point. Then you put these middle stitches on hold, and you just knit like back and forth, and you're creating this yoke. Then you put these stitches on hold, and you knit just like this, and you're decreasing here to, you know, to shape the neckline. And as you can see, I got some problems with my tension because this is in the round, this is a little flat, and it's just rolling out a bit. But I was like, I'm not ripping back. I just didn't have the nerve to do that. But I don't think it's that visible from far away, or I don't know. And so you're ripping the neckline here, and then you are making increases again. You join the what you are doing? You just joined, and so you're written around again, and you stop here. So, and you end up with this really like long, just leafy yoke thing, and then you pick up stitches along under this cable, and you knit in around as usual, just plain stockinette. Then you again you stop working here, and you work flat to create this split hem, and it's longer at the back. And it's to finish it, you just make this I-cord bind off. It's also I-cord bind off here, and I don't know why I didn't make the I-cord here. Maybe because it was too much, like the cable and the I-cord. And this was just, I finished it. I believe it was you pick and knit 2 stitches, and then you knit them together through the back loop, because that way it stays stretchy. Look at that, it's stretchy enough. So it's my design, and you know, this is just half of the diamond. It should be, it's the whole diamond on the back. I also love the yarn. It's called Ona by Mokoša. Ona means she in Czech or Slovak. It's the name of a Slavic goddess, and she was a goddess of sheep, wool, and some other things, I believe. But that's why they call their brand Mokoša. And the wool is sourced either in Slovakia or in the Czech Republic. It's hand dyed, really like a local product, and I really love it. Again, it's really rustic, so definitely not for sensitive people. Again, I wear it like that, and I don't really mind. And the last finished object of this year is this bag. It's a TERRAZZO bag by Petite knit. And I just had this, the yarn is the same yarn. I remember, I wanted to tell you, I found a name for the sweater. It's called RUSKA, because last year I was reading an article about autumn in the northern Finland, and it's a Sami territory, and they, in Sami language, they call this, maybe even in Finnish, I'm not sure, but just the autumn there is so colorful, it's so beautiful, and they call it RUSKA. And when I was reading the article, and I had this yarn, which is the color of RUSKA, so I call it RUSKA. It's a RUSKA pullover. Back to this bag. I still had some of the Mokoša yarn in this colorway. It's called Canvas, and this is the same color as my sweater. It's called Rust, surprisingly. And I just I got several whips, which are aren't so easy. It was just a plain stockinette, something like that. So I decided to cast on this. Okay, it's just a plain stockinette. It will be so so easy to knit. Okay, it wasn't, because I decided to make it. The original bag is just, you know, in one color, plain stockinette, then you are decreasing and go. But I wanted to make it more colorful, and I also wanted to try to knit Latvian braid, which I've never done before. I thought, okay, it would be a great idea to use it as a transition between two colors. And when I did it the traditional way, which is like a 3-row process, it didn't look good, because when you change to the other color and you do the traditional way, one of the, it looks like an arrow, right? So when you do the traditional way, one of this upper part appears like longer than the bottom part, and I didn't like it. So I had to somehow, create a way to make it appear the same length. And it took me 2 days to create this method, or I don't know how to call it. But in the end, it's a 6-row process instead of 3. But I think the result is pretty nice, because they are the same length, and you can transition from one color to another by using Latvian braid. The only thing I didn't realize is that it's stretchy here, but it's kind of tight here. So you need to, just this part doesn't stretch at all, because when you start this braid, the second row, like Latvian braid, first row is knit 1 in main color, knit 1 in contrast color, which is same. But then to create this illusion of the arrow, so it has the same length, you need to add second row, which is slip 1 with yarn in front, main color, slip 1 with yarn in front, which is a contrast color. When you're slipping, it can get really tight, and I didn't realize it soon enough. So it's a little bit tight. It doesn't matter really, but something I have to pay attention to next time. And why I was doing this is because I have another design in mind, and it's a big color work sweater, and I want this Latvian braid to be there and to use it as a transition between 2 colors. So just next time I had to slip those stitches and make sure it's loose enough so it doesn't so it can stretch. So, but never mind. Then I continued, and you just knit back and forth, and then you make these how do you call it? We call it ears in Czech. Just handles. It's handles, yeah. And it's double knitted, and then you use a kitchen stitch to close them. And it's like the knitting part is done. But I have to do the inside, and I'm gonna sew a lining. I find some old bed sheets, which you don't use anymore, but they're really nice, so I'm gonna use that. And the original pattern just calls for a simple lining. It looks like a tube bottom, but I was thinking about adding some pockets to it, because I love pockets. They are super practical, so I'll be adding pockets. And you also are supposed to add this like leather strap, and so it's it's kind of not that practical to wear it like that. So you are supposed to add a leather strap, which I have here. So, it's done. And I actually, oh my god, my feet is hurt. I actually have this, which is exactly what the pattern calls for. But this one is narrower, and this metal part, it's missing. It's not here. We actually use this to block. We have kitchen cabinets, and they have this handle so you can open it. And when our children were young, and they were constantly opening those cabinets and throwing everything which was inside away, we used this, just to make a knot and to block the cabinets from opening. And somehow I did lose this one part. But I was thinking I can just, sew it with yarn. It would be really nice, I think, to have this, this rust color around. But I'm not sure whether it's good, looks good or not, because I think I need a wider one. So let's have a look. It would look like that. It's just, I'm not sure. What do you think? Is it enough or is it not? I'd like to have this would be like that. I don't know. Like, I think it won't be uncomfortable. It's just maybe too narrow. Like my purpose was to use what I already have. And I don't like buying new things. I like to, reuse things. It's actually a scrap yarn for this. It's scrap yarn. It's also scrap yarn. It was left from the RUSKA sweater. This is a really old thing, but still functional. And the lining will be from the bed sheet. So I don't know. I think I'll use this because I don't like buying something new when I don't necessarily need it. So we'll see. Okay, so these are my finished or semi-finished projects. And now to the whips, which I don't know where I left them. Okay, wait a minute. So, I have more than, just right now I have 4 whips. I have more than 4, I have actually 5 or 6, but these are my current whips, which I'm really working on. I don't work on all 4 every day, but they are actively in process. So my first one is Jadeite. I think it's Jadeite. It's a stone. It should be a stone. It's called Jadeite in Czech. So I call it Jadeite for myself. It's Jadeite, I think. Jadeite cardigan. And this is my second one. I did the first one. Oh, if you're following my Instagram, you know the story behind it, but basically I started to knit the first one in this colorway, and then I wasn't working on it for like a half a year, and then I picked it again. It's like, oh, this doesn't feel right, the gauge, and the gauge was off by 3 stitches. I don't know how that happened, but it was. So I would end up with this really, really like a little bit negative ease cardigan, which I don't want. So I changed the colorway to this natural of white, and it fits perfectly. It's a new construction to me. It's called Zigurat, this construction, and it was invented by Tricosa, I think it's her name. I will write it down. And it's kind of nerve-wracking construction, and I love it at the same time because I'm learning something new. And the original cardigan is shorter, but I decided to knit it longer. I want to reach under my butt. I have this construction in mind, and it looks like this. I think the first buttonhole is supposed to be here, and I'm not sure where I want it to be there. So maybe I will close it and just use the second buttonhole as my first. I just like the neckline to be deep. So it looks like, and the ground method, I really recommend it. Because it all looks like, if it's like, that you have to pick up the stitches, you have to sew it together. You don't. It's all in one piece. And the construction is so smart and it looks so good. And I also love that this button band is, you knit it as you go. It's a double knitted, and it looks so nice. Because I was kind of unsure about this, because my first cardigan I've ever knitted was Anchor's cardigan by Petite knit, and you knit it in one piece, including the button band. But it's so loose, it doesn't hold its shape, it's kind of, it just looks bad, because you need this to be, you know, tighter than the rest of the fabric. And the double knitting actually provides this tightness, so it looks good. And now so the original cardigan would end here, but I wanted to end it somewhere here. So I'm just knitting the pockets. It's a cardigan with pockets. It's genius. And of course, you know, I have never knitted a pocket in my life. And of course, this is one of the most difficult pockets I could ever choose. So why just, you know, I couldn't start with something simple. And the thing is, you knit this edge, and then you attach it. You just knit back and forth, attaching it, and then it's double knitted. And it was so, not confusing, but it's something you have to really focus on, and I already tried to attach it once, and I didn't like how it looked, so I read back, and then I was working on this for like 1 week in a row, and I needed a break from this project. And I know I have to attach these pockets, or for attaching these pockets I need silence, and you know, just alone time, which I don't usually have with children. So yeah, I have to do this somewhere in the evening or at night when they're asleep, and then I will continue just, you know, knitting back and forth, which will be easy. But and that's why I have so many whips, because I have whips for when I'm with children, whips for when we are outside, and so the cherries were just plain stockinette or really some easy, or some really easy pattern, which this is currently not. And also there's a thing that you knit with 3 different balls of yarn, because you have one ball for one pocket, another ball for the second pocket or the other pocket, and then you have the ball for the body. And what I did, I think I need to purchase more yarn, because I'm running out of it. No, but the original plan was to knit the regular length, and in that case 5 balls would be enough. Then I changed my mind, I want it to be longer, and I need about 2 more. And I also had just 1 ball left, so I just knitted those pockets, or the edge of the pockets, from 1 ball. No, I just took one end from the outside and one end from the inside. Not a good idea actually, because it got all tangled. So, and I ended up unraveling it, and I made this, you know, kind of skein from half. I separated it in half and made skein. I had to, you know, also wind it to make a ball. So that's it. But I think it will be really nice. Again, if you never try this construction, actually I don't really like her patterns of this designer. They are of course they are pretty, but they are not really my cup of tea, but this one is, it really is. But she uses this construction almost in all of them, I think. So I definitely recommend this. It's so clever. It looks nice, and I think I will use it myself for something else from other sweaters. So that's my first whip. Although 3 balls of yarn, 3 circle needles. It's crazy. Okay, my second whip is most relaxing one. It's a sweater for my husband. It's plain stockinette, bottom up sweater, and it has this. It's called what is it called? Cobblestone. I think it's cobblestone. No, the edges are in what's it called? Oh my god. Garter stitch. It's a garter stitch edge, and then you just knit the body in stockinette. You knit sleeves, attach them, and then the yoke is also in garter stitch. I think it's a really nice sweater for men. And this color is Peruvian Highland wool from Filcolana. The colorway is called Granit. And you know, I usually work with rustic yarns, and I know this is not merino, but it feels so squishy and soft. It's incredible. And I really like working with Peruvian Highland wool. I've already knitted a few hats, a sweater for my daughter. It's a really nice, affordable yarn, and they have so much colors. It's a really affordable yarn. They have so many colors you can choose from. It's really a really great wool, and it's 100% wool. It's not like a acrylic or something. So currently I knitted about 30 centimeters. I think I need 10 more, just like that, and then I will start with sleeves, and then yoke. And I actually started this sweater last autumn, and the plan was to give this to my husband as a Christmas present. Yeah, it didn't work. So this year it is. My third whip is something I started last year in summer. I think it's almost a year since I started, and it's my first scarf. I was looking for a really nice scarf or shawl pattern for a really long time. And then I was like circling back to Kyler by Isabell Kraemer, and I started it. And it's something I'm knitting on, my stitches. Straight. I knit on it, I don't know, once a week, but I don't really have to rush, or I don't need to rush. It's just how it is. Oh, okay, I just did that. But I like this pattern very much. It's you start here at the bottom, and then there's this lace pattern which is really easy to memorize. You can actually see it really nice here, and I have this black tank top. So you're knitting this lace pattern, and then you are starting to knit just a plain stockinette. So it's a half stockinette, half this lace, and I think there is like a lace stripe across the whole scarf on the bottom. It's kind of long even now, and I'm like somewhere between 1/3 and half of the project, but I really like it. It's so squishy. The yarn is wool local from Erika. It's really shippy. It's rustic but really soft. And the last one is actually something I'm designing myself. So it's going to be a vest, and it is all tangled because I had to rip back. I was kind of confused with decreases. I want a specific type of decrease. So actually I ripped it back twice, and then I just made a little swatch of, I can show it to you. I made this little swatch because I really wanted, you know, there's a pearled part, a knitted part, and I wanted the almost invisible decrease, and which is here, because when you are, and it's decreasing the knit stitches under the purl stitches, because when you decrease on the knit stitches, it creates kind of sharp line, which suddenly ends because you stop decreasing, and then it's just plain stuck in it. And I don't want that. I don't need that. I just want it to kind of, you know, to be blurred. So I had to knit this little swatch to realize how I want to knit it. And now to the actual design. It's knitted bottom up. It has this kind of dramatic, really big ribbing, and it's twisted rib, because I really think it looks better than the regular one. It holds its shape better, but I didn't do it on both sides, so the wrong side is a regular rib. But when you compare it, I just think it looks better. We can compare it now. The twisted rib just looks better. And if I were to knit it again, I would do it on both wrong and the right side. Then you have this cable pattern, which goes right up, and I stopped here because from now on I need to split it to create a V-shaped neckline. You also have this cable on the side, which is the same cable I used in my RUSKA pullover. And now I'm working, and on the back you have just this kind of slipped stitch row. I don't think it's that visible right now, it's not blocked, but yeah, it should be. I want something subtle. And you know, now I'm working on the back, and it's 50 centimeters wide. It's kind of wide west, and I need it, you know, to make it narrower to 36 centimeters because it's the width of my shoulders. And as I showed you the JADEITE cardigan, there is this button band, or just this edge, double knitted edge, and you knit it while you're knitting the rest. It's not attached somehow. And I wanted the same for my rest. And actually, I started it in October, and then I stopped working on it. And I'm super grateful for that, because in the meanwhile, I started the JADEITE cardigan and the TERRAZZO bag, and there are two techniques from both of the projects I want to use in this one. So it was a really good that I really wasn't working on it. And so my plan is to create this double knitted edge around the armholes and on the neckline. And for that, you need to cast on some stitches, like extra stitches, and then knit them and attach them to the work. And you have like one part, second part, and the third part is the back, and so you need to make these little attachments on 3 points, and this is how it looks like. You just cast on some stitches here. Or here, yeah, cast them on here. And it's like a provisional cast on, so you can start working in this direction and also in this direction. So I cast it on, I worked this little part, attached it to the front, then I left it on this cable, because I'm not working on it right now. I did the same thing here. Oh, it's gonna... I cast on, I had it in this direction and attached it to the back. And I have to do the same thing here when I want to split the neckline. And now I just want to, work back and forth across the back and make the creases. So in this direction and that direction to make it narrower. And you have this edge, double knitted edge. Then there is this purl stitch. So I cast off the cable and I left the purl stitch. And I have the purl stitch and then we have just knit stitches. And if I were to decrease around the knit stitch, it would create, there's this line created by the purl stitch. And there will be another line along the knit stitch, which would then disappear because I need just 15 decreases. And it wouldn't look good. Or it didn't. I tried it. It didn't. And so I needed decreases which would go under the purl stitch, basically. So that's why I was doing. I made this little swatch. So now I want to decrease, and I'm decreasing on every row. So on the both wrong and right side. That's why I needed to create a swatch, because it was kind of, I couldn't wrap my head around it. And so I'm decreasing on both sides because I need the decrease to be kind of, be sharper, not like that, but like a, what's it called? No, it's not a linear one, but exponential one, almost exponential one. It's like that exponential one. Exponential decrease, exponential line or shape. So that's what I'm working on. Oh, yes, that's what I'm working on right now. And that's it. And it's almost 1 hour. Oh my god. I don't know what else I can say to you. It's just, I hope it won't take me another year to record an episode. I was kind of nervous about it because, it's been such a long time and it felt weird to be recording again. Now I feel like it's normal. It's alright to do this thing. And I want to record another episode when I have at least 2 finished objects so I can show you something. If you have any questions, you can find me on Instagram, you can ask me something here, you can write me on Ravelry, which I don't check that often, but I can I can look at that as well. And yeah, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this kind of nervous comeback episode, and while I'm talking like that, I have no idea, because I'm thinking and talking at the same time, and I'm loving it again. Okay, see you soon. Bye.